Now, as Janice deals out the same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the deck, we start game 2 with a question to you, Phyllis. Phyllis, we asked 100 pediatricians, have you ever been bitten by one of your patients? How many children's doctors have been bitten by one of their patients?
My brother used to bite the doctor, so I'll have to say that's a pretty high number. I'm going to say 65.
65 out of 100 pediatricians have been bitten by a patient.
I'd like to know if you asked my pediatrician, because I could go for multiple bites, I think. But I think that would be... I think that's got to be lower than 65. I think they have a little bit more control over them. I'll say lower.
What you were saying with yours is that you literally attacked.
Yes.
Huh? Not
yes.
just a bite.
Really
a lot
went
of
at
bites.
him.
The actual number of pediatricians who've been bitten by a patient is 50. It is lower.
Okay.
Mark gets it. Mark has some catching up to do, and he starts with a 5.
5. I'm gonna go with it and go higher.
He's going to play it higher. He's right with a 6.
6. I'm gonna freeze. I'm just gonna
and
freeze.
we take the 1-card advantage, and the question goes to you, Mark. Mark, we asked 100 married women, does your husband take you for granted? How many women said, yeah, their husband does take them for granted?
Well, I think that's probably a fairly common occurrence. I know a lot of the girls that I take out think that I take them for granted. I'll say that's fairly common, and I'll say it's 64.
64 out of 100 say their husband takes them for granted.
Oh, I'm not even married. My boyfriend sometimes takes me for granted. I'm going to even have to go higher than 64.
Higher than 64. I have very high numbers. I would never do a thing. I said to what's-her-name the other night, Mark says 64. Phyllis says higher. The actual number of women whose husband takes them for granted is this 65. I wanted it higher. Phyllis.
Okay, let's...
And now we'll see what you have as a base card. An 8.
Oh, no, please change that 8.
Getting rid of the 8. Put an 8.
All right, lower than the 8.
Lower than the ace. Another 8.
I'm going to freeze.
We've got a tie now as we move over the freeze bar, and question 3 goes to you, Phyllis. Phyllis, we asked 100 New York City policemen, should pornographic magazines be banned from public newsstands? How many New York City policemen said pornographic magazines should be banned from newsstands?
Well, I don't think the policemen would think they should be, because it's a public place. I don't think so anyway. I'm going to have to say that's a pretty low number. I'll say only about 27.
27 out of 100 say they should ban them.
I think that policemen in New York have a lot worse things to think about than pornographic literature, so I'm going to say it's even lower.
Even lower than that. Oh, the audience does not agree at all. If you've made your decision at home, we'll find out. The actual number of policemen who said pornographic magazines should be banned is 42.
Okay,
Not lower. It is higher.
Change that 8, please.
That rather only 42, and the rest of them subscribe. Phyllis, you've got an 8. Changing it to a queen.
Good. That's a good card. Lower.
Lower than a queen. A 6.
I'm going to freeze. I'm going to freeze at the 6.
Move over the freeze bar. Phyllis needs 2 cards. Mark needs 3. And again in a close match where it's sudden death. Mark, we asked 100 people, have you ever paid a surprise visit to some friends only to discover they were having a party that you were not invited to? How many people said that's happened to them?
Well, maybe I hang around a fairly boring crowd, but the people I hang around with don't throw very many parties. So I wouldn't think that it would happen that much. I'll say 20.
20 out of 100 have gone to a party they weren't invited to.
Well, even most of my friends who threw parties and I was invited, they wouldn't be my friends anymore. So I'm going to have to go lower than that.
Lower than that. The actual number of people who've discovered their friends were having a party they weren't invited to is 14.
Okay.
Phyllis is right. It's lower.
Oh,
Phyllis, again, it's sudden death. You can play it or pass it. All right, Mark, you got the pressure on you. You need 3 cards to tie it up. If you make one mistake, she has the championship with a 6. What's this?
I'll have to go with the odds and have to go higher.
He says higher. He's right with a 9.
Middle card again. I'm going to have to go lower.
Lower than a 9. He's right with a 5. 1 to go.
This is driving me crazy. I'm going to go with the odds again and say higher.
Higher than a 5? No! The last card. Mark could not do it. And Phyllis wins it in sudden death. Mark, you got so close.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. That's nice to hear. Thanks for joining us. Mark Beatty. Phyllis, come on down here. And Phyllis Harris wins again. She loves it, and she's going to have another crack at the big money, but we're going to take time out for a commercial message right now. There we go.
Sooner or later, you're going to realize
I'm going to get
there's no defense against a whammy. Press your luck every day at 9:30 and 1:30 Eastern, every night at 9:30 and 1:30 Eastern.
And Phyllis, you know how to play the money cards.
I sure do.
So they have been dealt out in front of our studio audience.
Okay.
Good luck. You're doing well.
you.
Let's keep it up. Here's $200. And again, that reminder that you can change the base card if you need to. $200, and Phyllis will start with a 10.
Oh, change that card.
You've made good changes before. Can she do it again? A 4.
Okay.
Good card.
I'm going to bet $100 higher than a 4.
Half the money, $100, that this is higher. It is.
I'm only going to bet $50 lower.
$50 lower than a 10. Yes,
Okay.
a 3.
I'm going to bet all of it higher than the 3.
$350 higher than a 3.
Yes! Oh, and change that 8, please.
Why are you in a hurry, Phyllis? She doesn't want me to get this up here. First, I'll get it up. Let me give you $2 more before I
Okay.
change it. All right? Now you got $900, and now we'll change it. Come on, make a good change. 6, a little better.
$100 higher than the 6.
$100 higher than a 6. Yes,
Oh, I
right
don't
again.
like that.
But you're up to
I'm only going to go
$1,000.
$100 lower than the 9.
$100 lower than a 9.
Oh.
First one that hurts
That's
you.
okay, but I'm going to say $200 lower than a jack.
$200 lower than a jack. Yes!
Yes, okay.
We move up the 5. You've got $1,100. Do you want that 5?
Change it, please.
Oh, I'd love to see a good change. Come on, for Phyllis.
All right. I'm going to go $700 lower than the queen.
$700. That this card is lower than the queen. No. But you didn't get carried away. You've got a lot of winnings, but you held back beautifully. So that's another $400, $200 in the game. That's $600. Phyllis, come on down. Yeah, it's so easy to get carried away when you've got winnings, but you played very well, and you now have $9,050 in cash. We'll be back with this fine champion right after this. Cut card, I believe, coming up. Nearing the $10,000 mark. Janice is dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards. Time to meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Mickey Ferguson. Hello, Mickey.
Hello, Jim.
Nice to have you here. We're running out of time, but we
Wonderful to
wanted
be
to get
here.
you started, so won't you give us your name and where you're from?
Mickey Ferguson, and I am living in Southern California very recently from Akron, Ohio.
Delighted to have you here, and you've cut
Thank
the
you.
cards, of course.
Yes, I have.
And here we go. We'll get into the match with a question to Phyllis. Phyllis, we surveyed 100 prison inmates. These are all men who are currently serving time in San Quentin prison. And we asked them, have you ever gotten away with a major crime? How many inmates claim they have gotten away with a major crime? Quickly now.
Only about 1 out of 10 go to court, and only 1 out of 10 get processed. So I say a high number. I'd have to say about 70.
70. Higher or lower, Mickey?
I would say it's higher.
Even higher than
Yes.
that. The actual number of inmates who've gotten away with a major crime is 66.
Okay.
Not higher. Phyllis was very
Okay.
close. And Phyllis gets to start off the match with a 6.
Oh, change it, please.
Changing the 6 to a king.
Lower than the king.
Lower than a king, a 4.
Higher than the 4.
Higher than the 4, a 6.
Freeze out of 6.
And as we move over the freeze bar, just like that, the champion has a 2-card advantage, and that's about all the time we have for now. Vicki, we want to find out a lot more about you on our next show, okay?
Very
But
good.
we did want to get you into the game. And we'll see you, I hope, on our next Card Sharks. Bye-bye for now.
Sputnik.
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 Sputnik. Sputnik.
Sputnik.
Sputnik.
Sputnik. Sputnik.
Sputnik. Sputnik. Sputnik.
Sputnik. Sputnik.
Sputnik! Skylab?
Game Show Network.